Continue to follow breaking news in Westport right now, where a historic church, 175 years old, the Westport Presbyterian Church, continues to burn now.
Yes, it does. You can see on their, like if you take a look on their website, which we've been doing, a beautiful church with these absolutely stunning stained glass windows, and such history is now just basically burning to the ground. Captain Gregg Bourdon is in Sky Tracker with the very latest on your vantage point. Greg?
Okay, guys, yeah, of course we continue to monitor this very big fire in the Westport area. This church located, like I said, on Westport Road between Broadway and Main. And in the time we've been here now, about 32 minutes, this fire has developed tremendously. We first got here just a couple of spots where it was burning through the roof, and now the church itself and the building next door, the church rectory, the classrooms, that building now fully involved. Fire department has completely surrounded this building, but at this point, hoping really just to keep the fire from spreading. You can see the winds blowing a little bit out of the south. We're looking at the church from the south side, and the smoke and some of the sparks being blown just north, almost due north, from the fire into the Westport area, and that smoke making its way actually now all the way through the downtown area. These flames now getting a little bit further wider as it continues to move through these two buildings. And the fire department so far seems to be doing a very good job of containing it, and we just hope at this point that the fire doesn't jump across Westport Road, which I would say at this point seems fairly unlikely. Guys, back to you.
Yep, that's Captain Gregg Bourdon in the skies. We do have Chris Hernandez on the ground there giving us a very descriptive description of what's going on the ground with that smoke. Chris, what's the latest from your vantage point?
Well, I'll tell you what, just a couple of seconds ago, we saw a big section of the upper part of the church just literally fall towards us. I'm standing next to Fry's, which is a kitchen store right across 40th Street from the church. And I'll tell you, I've been talking to some of the people who have been around here watching. A friend of mine who was out for a jog came by because he saw the fire trucks and realized this is the church where his grandparents were married in 1937. So he was a little bit sad to see what's happening here. Others have been talking about the fact that there is a daycare center. It was just on the other side of the church, and there were literally parents coming to pick up their kids right as this fire broke out. So you can imagine what that was like for those families. And now I'm with a young woman named Amon Hayes who lives just down the street in some apartments. And Amon, tell me what was going through your mind when you were coming home and seeing the smoke and the flames.
My first thought was, oh my God, I hope it's not my apartment. My building was built in the 1800s, and so it's part of old Westport, but fortunately, it was not my apartment building.
What is it like to stand here and see this kind of fire at this historic church?
It's sad, and at the same time, you can just the power and the amazement of what fire can do, the damage and the destruction. It's beyond words.
Thank you very much. I appreciate your time. I know you've been sitting here taking some pictures and trying to stay on smoke as well. Yeah, and Chris and Elizabeth, I can tell you that, again, the smoke situation here, there are literally crowds of people. As you know, this is a very busy neighborhood, a lot of activity, and a lot of folks coming down to take pictures and just watch because, again, like she was saying, there are so many people who live in this neighborhood, work in this neighborhood, patronize the businesses here. There are a lot of businesses between here and Broadway. The bar and restaurant 303 is across the street. There's Video Westport stores right over there. So, again, a lot of people in the neighborhood who are getting a quite up-close view of what is turning into historic tragedy, really, to see this old gracious building here in the heart of old Westport just burning to the ground right now at this hour.
We've been talking about the history, and as we're looking on the church's website, it was renamed the Westport Church, and because it was involved in the Civil War in this area, 30 years of the church history was lost at that point. But still, 175 years, there were a lot of memories, much like the one the person he talked to described about a marriage of grandparents.
Yeah, I think this church was more than just a church. It was really kind of a community center. It looks like they have a lot of activities going on there and things that they do. Nothing on Thursday night, so last night they had a meditation gathering at 6:30, and tomorrow was scheduled a world folk dance. They also have a concert coming in on the 16th of January, so it looks like they have a lot of community outreach, a lot of activities, and there will be a lot of people who are affected by this tragic fire tonight.
And at 5:15 this afternoon, we're getting word that a homeless person actually told an auto store down the street that he was seeing smoke. And so that, at this point, is what we know to be the first indication that there was something wrong. We're continuing to check things and make calls and report for you live there on the scene as we watch this building start to collapse in certain areas, as you see those firefighters working to spray from the air to contain this fire as best they can.
Well, once again, a 2-alarm fire there. The good news, no injuries reported.